What's up, everybody? This is Ed once again here for the Blood Type Online YouTube channel, and this is our newest installment of our series reviewing Blue. And this time we're going to be taking a look at a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I definitely recommend people checking out. And it's something that I wanted to show you guys on here: Black Dynamite. This is a movie I'd heard a lot of stuff about. There was some internet buzz going on for it for a while, but recently I picked up the Blu-ray of Zombieland, and there was a trailer on there for it, and that kind of reminded me of it again. And then I'd found out like a week later or something like that it came out on Blu-ray, so I had to pick it up. Found it at Walmart of all places. Wasn't the cheapest Blu-ray, but I'm definitely glad I bought it. If you guys don't know what Black Dynamite is, basically it's a parody of old school Blaxploitation movies, which I'm a big fan of to begin with. And you have Michael Jai White, who stars in it as Black Dynamite. That's him right there. He also wrote it and had a lot to do with the whole production process, and the film was actually his idea. But if you guys don't know who he is, I know him best from Spawn, the old Todd McFarlane comic book film. He actually played the character of Spawn, so that was like the first time that I'd seen him. But I had seen him in some like B action movies and some stuff like that since. But I thought it was kind of a weird choice for him to play the lead role until I found out more about the movie and stuff. And obviously until I seen the movie, because the movie's badass. Basically what you have is this lead character of Black Dynamite, and they introduce him into the story, and he's basically your prototypical Blaxploitation film hero. You know, the guy that always gets the girls, the guy that kicks major ass, the guy that's trying to clear dope off the streets, you know, that whole kind of thing. But that's exactly what kind of character he plays in this movie. And basically what you have in this film is there's a link to drugs and this malt liquor, basically, which is hilarious. I'm not going to give out the spoilers because I want you guys to check this out, and it's definitely worth seeing, so I'm not going to spoil stuff for you here. But this movie, first off, is hilarious. I mean, you even have stuff like boom mics getting into shots, which was done on purpose, people screwing up lines on purpose. There's one scene in particular in this in which Black Dynamite's kind of like frolicking around in the park with a woman, and it's one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen. It's true to form, because if you watch some of the special features on here, Michael Jai White actually talks about doing that scene like he was Jim Brown, which if you've ever seen any Blaxploitation movies where Jim Brown has to share a tender moment, it's like fucking staring at a murderer. Even though, you know, I'm not saying Jim Brown's a fucking murderer here, but he's probably like one of the most intimidating dudes ever. So, and he always looks pissed off and serious, and Michael Jai White brings that to the role here of Black Dynamite. But anyway, as I was saying, in the storyline, there's something that has to do with drugs on the street and this malt liquor, and you know, they're trying to figure out what's going on. You have your prototypical Italian drug lord guy who does all his business dealings by the pool. But, you know, the movie is more of a comedy than anything. It's total parody. I mean, if you like stuff like Naked Gun or Airplane, you're going to love this movie. And if you're a big fan of old school Blaxploitation films, you'll like this movie too. Specifically because of a character in the film, absolutely hilarious. This guy pulls off, he plays Bullhorn in the movie, but and I think it's, let me find his name, it is Byron Mins, actually, who plays this Bullhorn character, who is a complete take on Rudy Ray Moore and Dolomite, which is awesome. Big fan of Rudy Ray Moore, and a big fan of Dolomite, all the Dolomite films. But these guys here really did their homework. This movie is badass. It's funny, it's good. The Blu-ray looks phenomenal. And there's also some really good special features. It has commentary, a making of featurette that's pretty cool, which shows you everything from the conception of the movie to the movie. And the cool thing about that is, and I didn't know this until I seen the special features on here, but Michael Jai White actually came up with the idea of the movie himself, and even went so far as to take his own like publicity stills dressed as the character. And then from there, a trailer was made, and then from there, basically, the movie was made. And that's always an interesting process, because it could totally be a disaster at that point, because you're basing a movie basically off of an idea that was never fleshed out into a script. Of course, they did write a script, and there's a lot of goofy, plot stuff in this one. But to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. It stands as a pretty damn good parody. Also, there's some deleted and alternative scenes on here that are good. It has like a Comic-Con panel from all the people in the movie, which is pretty cool, including the director. His name is Scott Sanders. Didn't really know him from anything else, but if this is the type of stuff he's going to keep making, then I'm definitely going to be interested in his work from this point forward. But definitely recommend Black Dynamite. It is literally one of my favorite movies from last year, or this year, depending on how you judge those things. I'd probably say this year, because the first time I ever got a chance to see it was on DVD. And I know that they did some sort of stereo release in the theater, around or a little bit before the same time as it hit on DVD. So I didn't get to see it there. So I would say I would classify this as a 2010 movie. If we are counting this as a 2010 film, this is my favorite film so far early this year. I loved it from beginning to end. I thought it was hilarious. It was totally worth the buy. Has great special features. The Blu-ray looks awesome. The sound is amazing. It has a hilarious soundtrack on it too, which is basically, one of the strong points in Blaxploitation, at least to me, was the soundtracks that most of these movies had. Especially whenever you look at something like Superfly by Curtis Mayfield, or James Brown's soundtrack for Black Caesar. But this takes a more humorous approach to the soundtracks, but these guys did their homework. And if you're a fan of Blaxploitation movies and you watch this one, you're not going to feel like they're making you out to be an ass for liking these type of movies. It's kind of like a laugh session where you're kind of going along with them and just enjoying the ride. And it's really, to me, it's one of the most fun movies I've seen in a long time. So if you guys are into fun flicks and you're looking for something that's a little bit different from most of the stuff that's coming out now, definitely check out Black Dynamite. It's available right now on Blu-ray. I believe it's also out on DVD too. But I definitely recommend this. It walks the walk and talks the talk. It's a definite buy, in my opinion. But if you're not a fan of this type of stuff, then obviously maybe rent it first. But I have to say, this is amazing. Definitely check it out. So that's the newest edition of Reviewing Blue. I'm Ed, once again, for the Blood Type Online YouTube channel. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you next time.